Saint of the day, July 13th, Saint Eugene and his companions, year 505. The Episcopal See of Carthage had remained vacant for 24 years, when in 481 Huneric allowed the Catholics, under certain conditions, to choose who would fill it. The people, impatient in search of the consolation of a pastor, chose Eugenius, a citizen of Carthage, notable for his erudition, zeal, piety, and prudence. His works of charity towards those in need were abundant, refusing himself anything he could give to the poor. Even the Arians surrendered to their virtues. However, in the end, they allowed themselves to be dominated by envy and blind fanaticism, and the king ordered that Eugene would never sit on the episcopal throne or preach to the people or admit any member of the Vandals into his chapel. Among them were several Catholics. The saint, fearless, responded that God's laws, in turn, ordered him not to close the doors of his church to anyone who wished to serve him there. Hunerico, furious with this response, began to persecute Catholics in different ways. Many nuns were so cruelly tortured that they died while still on the rack. A large number of bishops, priests, deacons, and eminent Catholic laypeople were exiled to a desert full of scorpions and poisonous snakes. The people followed their bishops and priests with lit tapers in their hands, and mothers carried their little babies in their arms and placed them at the feet of their confessors, all crying out through tears. Now that you are addressing your crowns, with whom do you leave us? Who will baptize our children? Who will grant us the benefit of penance and free us from the bonds of sin through the grace of reconciliation and forgiveness? Who will bury us with solemn supplication at the hour of our death? Bishop Eugenius was spared in the first wave of exiles, but was then taken to a desert and uninhabited region in the province of Tripoli and handed over to the custody of Antonio, an inhumane Arian bishop, who treated him with the most barbaric cruelty. Guntamundo, Huneric's successor, recalled our saint to Carthage, opened the Catholic churches, and allowed all the exiled priests to return. After reigning 12 years, Guntamundo died, and his brother Trasimundo was called to the crown. Under this prince, Saint Eugene was banished again, and died in exile on the 13th of July, 505, in a monastery that he had built and directed near Albi.